Hi everyone, so I wanted to make this three-part video series because I'm sure like many of you, you're probably exhausted of all the conflicting, complicated diet advice out there, and perhaps you hit a weight loss plateau, perhaps you're just struggling to find the holy grail eating diet out there and you just want something uncomplicated and simple, right? You want something clear, you want something easy to do. And I'm sure if losing weight was easy, we would all be fit and healthy, but there's a problem. We're not. We're all struggling. We're all trying to just figure this thing out called eating, and eating in a way that fits us personally and that works for us. And there's a lot of discussion around, oh, if you just had more discipline, that's the problem. But the problem is there's a lack of discipline for a reason, because we're overwhelmed with information. And I'm sure you're not just following me, you're following lots of other nutrition people, nutrition influencers, health people out there. And it's almost like information overload. And when you get information overload, what ends up happening is the opposite: inaction and a lack of confidence, because you don't know if what you're eating is the right thing. You don't know if it'll work for you. You don't know if it's the thing that's going to actually get you the results for you. And when you don't see these results, you're not going to get motivated to keep going, because you're not seeing anything actually happening or progressing, which is what leads to lack of discipline, which I don't really like that word. I think it's just you haven't figured out what works for you, and it's not your fault. And I think that if you can understand what would work for you personally, and a way to kind of clear out all the noise and just something very simple, very clear, I think you would find yourself disciplined, and I think you'll find that motivation, and you're going to find that confidence that you're eating the right things, and then eventually you're going to see yourself losing weight, gaining muscle, speeding up your metabolism, all the things that you're hoping to achieve by the diet. And another reason that many people are struggling is that the reality is we are just too damn busy. We have jobs, we have careers, we have family, we have, a lot of just obligations that are getting in the way. And another factor is the food industry does not want us to be healthy. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. If you go down a grocery store, majority of the foods that you're seeing first and that's coming at you first are not the things that you should be eating. So it's really not our fault that we are not as healthy as we can, because there's literally a million factors coming in that's coming against us, that's working against us, and we have to constantly be in the defense and making sure we're doing things that kind of overtakes all this, the information, all of the signals that's coming at us all the time, and to make sure we're doing it right by us. And how do we fix this? And that's the $1,000,000 question, right? How do we beat the system? How do we finally figure this out? How do we finally lose weight? How do we finally get more muscle, or sleep better, or better digestion, or just overall healthier, the big picture stuff? And most importantly, how do we feel better about ourselves? How do we give ourselves more confidence, more self-esteem, because we are seeing results, because we are feeling better, we're seeing ourselves, our physical selves improving, our self-esteem is improving, and we're finally feeling amazing. How do we get to that place? And that's what this three-part video series is going to teach you and show you how to do. So first, who am I? Who is this crazy lady on the internet if you're watching me, or if you're seeing me in a video somewhere? Who am I? My name is Leah Faraday. I'm a certified integrative nutrition coach, but I'm also a nutrition professor. I've been teaching nutrition at a university for about 8, almost 9 years now. But I wasn't always in this field. I wasn't always a nutrition coach. I wasn't always teaching nutrition science for a living. I wasn't always helping people on this level. And how I got to this place really was my own health journey. Like many of you, I struggled. I mean, I still have my things as well, just like you guys. But how I got to this place was because I was also looking for the best diet, for the best food that will help me. When I was in college, it's kind of really backtracked to when I was in college. like 20 years ago, many moons ago when I was back in school. So, like most of you who go to school, you do not eat well, right? I was a chemistry major, so really my background is chemistry. So I was a chemistry major, which is as hard as you were probably envisioning. So I spent every night in the library. I was stressed, all the things, just not just college, but I also had a hard major. So I spent all my time studying. I was very stressed over school, I'm sure, like most people. And I ate not the right things. I ate typical college diet, but I also stress ate a lot. Like, I would literally go to the library every single night with a big bag of candy, because that was what my stress coping mechanism was, to get through studying. So you can fast forward to when I graduated, I was not in the best place healthy wise, right? And I was also much more overweight than when I started college. So when I graduated, I was on my own. I was like, I have to learn how to eat now. It's like, crap, I have to figure this out. And really, that's what started my progression into getting into the nutrition blogs, which was the thing at the time. There was really no social media, so you found all your information from just blogs. So I really got into the healthy living blog space. I was reading all of them and trying to gather all the bits of information that I could. And eventually what led to a passion for nutrition, and I finally figured out what works, which eventually led me to teaching nutrition, which is a whole nother story in itself. But eventually nutrition teaching actually fell into my lap, but I ended up loving it. And when I started teaching nutrition, I noticed that when people were learning the science behind food and the science behind nutrition, what ended up happening was they started unconsciously making better food decisions. They weren't dieting, they weren't doing anything extreme, but they were subtly putting all those teachings I was showing them in place in their real life. And by the end of the course, they were completely different than when they started. And that's when light bulb went off. I was like, how can I do this outside of the classroom? And that's what led me to going back to school and becoming certified as a nutrition health coach. So I can do this for the masses, not just in my courses. Like I said, I'm just a normal person who figured it out, and I just want to give back and to teach everyone what I learned and what works for me and what I see works for others, and that's what I'm hoping to show you guys a little bit of that today. Said I'm just a normal person too. I'm a working mom, trying to keep it together. I mean, I'm literally filming this video while my husband's on his lunch break, so I can quickly do this while my kids are probably acting nutty upstairs. You can probably hear them in this video. So I'm just doing my best to get it all done, and I need the energy to get it done. So I'm still implementing what I have learned, what I teach others to this day, because I have to show up to be my best, because I have to not only work at home, but I also have 2 little boys at home who also need me to be my best as well. And I've learned that my self-esteem tanks, my confidence tanks a lot. I get cranky, I get stressed, all those things when I don't eat the way that I'm supposed to. But when I course correct and eat how I'm supposed to, suddenly I'm more confident, suddenly I'm more motivated, suddenly I just feel better about myself. And that's why this matters, because it's not so much more than the food. It's really showing up to be your best person. And when I learned that it's more than just the food, that's really when all the light bulbs went off. And what I try to tell people now is that it's more than food. It's just showing up to be best in your life, and that's what we need to address. So raise your hand if you feel like you hit a plateau, or you're struggling with either losing weight or gaining weight, or gaining muscle, or something like that. And the reason is, I'm going to tell you exactly what your problem is right now. Ready? Okay. The reason why you're still struggling, the reason why you hit a plateau, is because you have not addressed the root cause. Okay, take that first, sink that in for a second. You must find the root cause of the why you're not. And what does that mean? So let's step back for a second. What is currently going on in your life? Like, look at your life. Look at everything happening in your life. Did anything change? Did did some sort of event or something happen in your life? Maybe look at your job, look at work, your career, your relationships, your family. Look at where things might not look balanced. Maybe there's a part of your life that doesn't look as happy as you were hoping it would. Or perhaps you're not sleeping well. Have you been stressed over something? You know, if you're really honest with yourself, where in your life are you not happy? Where in your life is the most stressful or you're most content? Because this is probably why you're still stuck. So you have to work on this piece of your life in order for the food on the other stuff to actually work. Because if you stay stuck, and unless you figure out what this root cause is and you work on it, you're going to forever stay stuck. Because that's really what's holding you back. You can eat the best things, you can have the best diet, but if there's an area in your life that's not working for you, it's going to hold back all your progress. Okay? And once you figure this out, and once you start working on it, I promise everything becomes so much easier. The food will suddenly work the way it's supposed to, and everything will just click into place. So let's see, how can we figure this out? Now, I want you to try this exercise, and I actually have a downloadable thing for you to print out if you want. I'll actually help you figure this out. So you can either get this in my email if you're in my email list, or you go to my website from there as well too. So if you don't have it, or if you download it, you'll see that there's a bunch of columns on it, and I want you to write down all the parts of your life. So think about your career, think about money, your family, your friends, relationships, hobbies, even your spirituality, all parts of your life. And I want you to pinpoint, okay, which ones are you content with and which ones are you not? Which ones are the ones that you are struggling? Now, the ones that you're struggling, that's your starting point. That's your holdup. That's your hurdle. That's the reason why you are not in the place health-wise or physical-wise. That is why. It's because that area of your life is literally holding you back. So you need to figure out how can you work on that area of your life. What are the things that you can start doing that will actually have you progressing so it's in the happy part of your life? Okay? And that's what's really going to lead you to to finally seeing the results that you want. And they can work together. So you can be eating well and working on this area of your life. And in fact, that'll give you results even faster. Okay? So I want you to try that. I want you to let me know if that helps you. So please, in the comments, or send me an email or something, I want you to let me know if that's helpful. So I wanted to keep this quite quick. So the next video, though, I'm going to show you the other half of the day-to-day. So there's things in your day-to-day life that could also be affecting why the food's not working for you, or what's leading you to pick poor food choices or things that aren't suiting you. So things like your mood, or physical things like your digestion, or any sort of maybe acne, or rashes or something like that. Even your sleep, your stress, all of it. I'm going to show you how your food decisions are actually playing a role in those areas of your day-to-day life, and whether or not you're picking the things that are actually going to help you, or things that are actually going to cause you more. So in the next video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to read your body, what to look for, what things to pay attention to, all of it. I'm going to show you exactly where you could be having the most trouble. I'm going to show you exactly what foods are probably working, which ones are probably not, and which foods could be affecting your stress, your sleep, your digestion, all the things, right? On how your day-to-day is affecting your food choices, because it matters too. Because when you understand how to do this, you're going to be able to apply any food strategy, any diet out there, and know that it's going to be successful. You're going to learn exactly how to course correct in the moment when things are not working. That way you're not wasting your time doing things that are not working for you. You can course correct literally in the moment. So when things are working, you can keep doing it, and things that are not, you can just stop. So then you're constantly feeling your best, and you're constantly seeing results. Okay, so stay tuned for video 2, and I'm going to show you all of that. Okay, well, I hope you found this video helpful. I try to keep it short and to the point, but if you have any questions, please let me know below, and I'll be happy to answer them in the next video, or maybe I'll do a live and we can kind of talk to each other, one-to-one. And I want you to comment if this video resonated with you, if maybe a light bulb moment went off, and comment if you're ready to try this. If, your wheels are turning now and you want to actually pinpoint the area that you think is probably what's holding you back. And let's figure out what steps we can do to start making it more balanced, making it your happiest area of your life. Okay, so tell me all of it. Comment below if you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.